So no heckling in the second half. The heckling normally happens in the second half if people have had a few beers and they're like, whatever. Anyway, next up we have Spike Lee from Systems Engineer from Brocade. He's going to talk to us about network optimization and traffic inspection. So, is there any security focused people here? Yeah, got a few? Excellent. Okay, you'll probably love this. But without further ado, here's Spike. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. So I hope you got feeded and everyone's happy about the pizza because it's awesome. I'm a system engineer working for Brocade for 3 years already. So I'm focusing on the AEC, it's called AWS services. And we used to have some consultancy job with Amazon customers. So the Brocade is spending the last couple of years providing the network virtualization functions for cloud providers. So Amazon is one of the biggest partners we ever had. We got a bunch of customers using our solution for virtualization on AWS. So you could easily find something on the AWS marketplace, with virtual routers, the virtual ADCs in there. So today's session is about enabling the advanced security for a cloud. But at the very beginning, I'm going to give you some idea about application load balancer services. So is anyone familiar with the ELB? Yeah, I believe you guys. So basically, the functions for ELB is delivering the traffic evenly across your site. Right? So when the traffic is ELB, it's kind of a dumb traffic splitter that evenly distributes traffic to every host. And also, it's responsible for handling some TLS sessions to health check, session persistent rules. But nowadays, if you're looking to how people think about redesign and optimize their network, by simply using a layer 4 like traffic splitter is not good enough. So that's why people leverage application load balancer in real time. So for the last year, the end of last year, on December, I can't remember exactly what date it is, but Amazon has launched their own application load balancer already. So it's kind of, Brocade has an overlapping solution with them, but the thing is, the application services from Amazon is still on early stage. So our solution has been verified and by more than years. So we have had some richer feature, like rich feature enhancement to the current application load balancer. So if you want a hybrid, if you got a hybrid cloud, let's say you're using your own on data center on your own, and you're trying to leverage the traffic, goes to AWS as well. So if you want to have a global service load balancer and try to steer the traffic from your customer globally. So let's say you have a data center in London on Australia, you use those services. So you certainly want those customers who sitting in London try to visit the closest one, right? So, but you can achieve that if you're using all of the infrastructure from AWS by using ELB. But if you want to leverage traffic between your own and hybrid clouds, so you literally need to deploy a solution for global DNS system or load balancing system. So all of the query from your clients will hit those authoritative DNS and give the correct answer. But also the DNS servers normally do not detect the health activity and your backend server. So you need a computation for layer 7 health check as well as global service load balancer. That's what we're doing. And one of the common issues that people used to be struggling with is the content-based routing. So let's just say you got a website called aws.com. So you put somebody repository for your images under /image URL, and you put somebody other like CFT template under the CFT/CFT. So if you're not using the content-based routing, you need to literally establish different instances for each of the URL path. Those limitations exist for the legacy, like classic ELB. But if you're using content-based routing, you could examine the VADC could examine what's in the content and forwarding the traffic based on content, what's in URL headers. And also common recent popular trend that people start to use HTTP2 web clients like Chrome or Firefox. They also support HTTP2. So if you want to support HTTP2, but you don't want to change backend infrastructure, so what you're going to do? You could apply the VADC sitting in between of your clients and backend servers and let it work as a translator So all of the HTTP connection connecting to the ADC will be translated to HTTP 1.1 or 1. So the trick here is that we put multiple concurrency into the ADC, and we hold the document for TCP connection to the backend server. So we never stop the handshake, we never end that session. So we're mapping multiple concurrent sessions into a couple of sessions in the backend. That's called HTTP multiplexing, or you can call it TCP multiplexing. So the thing we can do that is the benefit of that, you could reduce the amount of concurrency session being established at the backend server. We all know that for some certain level, like some certain version of Apache server, you could have probably around 500 sessions at the backend servers maximum. So if you need to achieve more sessions, you have to expand your backend pools. But if you're using like HTTP2 connection, you find in the backend servers, you could simply reduce the amount of server being used. That's one use cases. Moreover, if you want to apply the certain policy for your customers. For instance, I got a customer who's a game service provider. So they got a different bunch of servers. They have different service level agreement. So someone is willing to pay like $500 for a year for some like gamer subscription. Maybe someone knows Stream or some like similar platform that's provide game experience. But someone is willing to pay nothing. So if I'm the CEO, I'm certainly to apply a dedicated server pool for those ones who pay the money. So if you have a mechanism, here in Brocade we call it traffic script. You could use your own customized defined rules to match the content, and based on the credential and the login information, you could forward the traffic to the dedicated service pool rather than using like classic LB like Elite, because someone needs a better user experience. And moreover, the last and most important is without those fancy features, your website just survive and working well. But if you don't apply a very good and robust security system, so it goes down. That's your expectation. So anyone would be familiar with this picture. So basically, if we're using the AWS ELB, so you got a row 55, and you got an ELB. So each of the ELB is responsible for handling traffic for one instance. That's a previous version. But current version, for the later version for ALB, they call it application layer, application load balancing. Is to support multiple instances. But that's the original concept. So if you're using like the old classic ELB, so that's good handle. And one of the limitations it has is the ELB is really lack of a view for visibility. So you couldn't literally do a lot of customized rules or define your own traffic policies down here. So literally what you can got is basically is that a TCP session and what is the answer? That's probably all you can. So, but here Brocade is using another way of thinking. So by simply deploying a cluster across your, so you perform a cluster across your, because each of the instances would support multiple, each of the virtual clients would support multiple instances at the backend server. So you mapping all of these servers into one or two BADC instance. This means you don't have to have multiple instances applied for the ELB. So in general, if you have 10 ELB, and for your 10 different, if you're using Brocade, you can squash it. That saves a lot of money. And if you're trying to steer traffic between like public clouds or your private cloud, so you could deploy the instances across for GSLB across your different domains, so that let the customers know where to go. So we are open. We're not open source. We are open. We're an open platform, can be deployed on any virtual platform as well. And also deployment is pretty easy forward. You could easily use that by using CFT. That's one thing you can find following this website. And also you can find it on Marketplace and by using the keywords. And also by simply changing the parameters for backend servers or the IPs want to hold or deploying some of the policies by using your own scripts. So you could get your website up and running without even touch the console for that one. You could simply by deploying those templates, very basic parameters, very cool. And some enhancement we do. So compared to the legacy ELB, so we provide more multiple advanced LB algorithm options. So a bunch of things over here, you can for the traffic based on the least connection, the fast response, or you can use perception. Combine historical database and current situation to make a judgment on which way to go. It's a pretty interesting idea. And because we all know that you couldn't simply apply the same template for all of your computing resources by using all like large or all medium, right? You wouldn't have. So you have different capacity for all of your across all of your servers. So it doesn't make any sense. You just easily distribute traffic without thinking. So here, using these options, we could always steer the traffic to the least utilized server, which would give it a better performance. And because we support more different protocols, like we support HTTP, not just HTTP, but also FTP, LDAP, POP3, and you can porting the traffic based on those type of traffic and both type of protocol. And for session prediction, we provide more options. So legacy ELB, so it's only. So here you could use IP-based insert for header in reply traffic to monitor the client IP address. Use the SSL standardized ELB support, and even the latest ALB won't support all of these. And that's all that we have layer 7 health. So if we're using the ELB, so it's doing the detection for health track based on the, you could say it's kind of ping. So it's if I can ping those address and the port is okay, I'm assuming that the service is up. But if we're using multiple different like choices for or if we're using the RSTP or something DNS, so if the port is up and if the ping is okay, it doesn't necessarily mean the health is healthy. So using layer 7 health check, you could detect if the service is actually up. This one, another thing we can. So for the perspective for LB function, we provide more protocols and health check. And also you could scale out ELB without blowing budget because you could simply attach a couple of instances and on multiple instance groups. And also we are hybrid cloud friendly. You could usually deploy either on AWS or and it's very easy to deploy using CFT. But the key point today is not all of that. It's just some enhancement features. The key point is that we call it Switch RV9 because we are in one embedded version and including a web application firewall as well as the caching system, global DNS as well as the results. I could add something. Actually it's a very huge list in there. But the key feature is the load balancing and WAF. So if any one of you are pretty familiar with the WAF, so anyone give me an idea what we're currently with the website? So is anyone using WAF already? Or
Platform WAF?
Yeah, WAF. Yeah. So but I believe some of the customers in AWS they're using IAM or they're using some of the other vendors. But each one here is that the old way, back in the old days, we're using a couple of like 5 tuples for TCP/IP to stop the traffic. So we define the protocols, define the port range, and then the source and destination IP address. But those kind of enhancement is not really helpful today for stopping. Because if you see, these are the old days attack, like the SYNC flooding, the ICMP flooding, those can be stopped by legacy firewalls. But you look at what's happening here nowadays. So most of the penetration attacks were hidden underneath, like port 80. So for a legacy firewall, it's perfectly normal because if using 80, the IP seems legitimate. So why would I stop the traffic? But some bad user could still use API port 80 to penetrate your website. It's very, very easy to do that. So in order to examine those traffic, you need an EPI solution for packet inspection. So you need a layer 7 application firewall who can look deeper into the packet and what's hidden underneath HTTP headers, as well as the inside of the application. That is the key thing you have to do. Otherwise, your website would easily get. So here's the OS top 10. So anyone familiar with OS? Yeah, a couple guys. So here are the things, and the most common threats for web application attacks. The first one is injection, like code and circle injection, pretty common, followed by broken authentication, session management, cross-site looping, or whatever, like cross-site request. So these are the most common attacks, rather than like the or flooding. Those stuff are outdated. We see plenty of bad examples happening here in Australia as well as global. So anyone experiencing that last year census site down? Yeah, a couple of guys. I spent 3 hours trying to log in the site, but I couldn't do it. So on the other day, the Australian government announced that we have experienced like DDoS attack, and our website goes down. Yep. Who to blame? We got nothing to blame, but the thing is, these things happen a lot every day. This is a typical layer 7 DDoS attack. Everybody could do that by simply doing some simple. Yeah, but that's the official announcement says DDoS attack. Maybe their design is not really good enough, but they need to find someone to blame. So they said it's a DDoS attack. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, these things could have been avoided by applying WAF, and meanwhile they could use like live extension system like DRS or VMware or like Elastic load balancers to extend their resource pools. This could be resolved, but because they did not carefully design the whole principle, so they and yeah. Yes. Yeah, whatever it is, but the thing is, this is something everybody could. And there's also a lot case in Australia. There's a cosmetic retailers who lost their database to hackers, so they make emergency announcements, encourage all of their customers to change their credit card immediately. That is really bad. That's caused like thousands, like I believe at least millions of dollars lost and reputation. And many of the Australian universities are pretty vulnerable. If you can literally want to do something bad, you could do it. And plenty of business on global like Sony, X, it's a long list. So if you're so what I mean is that we probably need to start thinking about what security means. Let's think about what's the worst case. What's the worst case I could handle. So what is the biggest loss on the week? So that's something you need to take before your design or even after deploy your network. And the hacking could be pretty simple, could be very complex. So if you have a website who will allow the customer to submit a form, like a registration or post, like BBS web post. So if you're not really careful enough apply the security enhancement on it, then some bad user would apply like circle like codes into it, maybe by simply one line or some command. In worst case, they could fish out all of your database. So that's why you need patches on your servers or the web system. And there's some free tools maybe could use to initiate tag and DDoS. The one I'm showing here is called a slow HTTP test. It's a free one. You can download it from Linux by sudo. It is. And in worst cases, you could use some really free tools for the. So this includes some of the most popular tools like Calinix. So yeah. So if you know Calinix, you could use Hydra for brute force attack, map for database. So you use it on this robot. Yeah. So there's a bunch of different tools like Switchblade, slow loris, bad things could happen, and all of the attackware software is free. That's one bad thing again. So yeah, yeah. If people want to do some bad things, they can get the software very easy. That is really catastrophic. Yeah. So some people could easily find an open like website who's opening their data set database and expose their database in some URL like this, like PSV question mark IDs equals. You could simply search this mark, and if you could find those marks by simply issuing some like a apostrophe at the back end. So if it generates an error message, it will tell you, it's very easy to compromise because they expose their database to the website, and people can find an error message. So they could try as much as they want until they crack in. That is really bad. So, and they could use circle injection scanning to do that. These pictures all been overlapped. Should be like one. But the key idea is that this is a lifetime of use to do it for last year for one hospitality customer. And their website had some similar issues. So I used the circle map to initiate a DB examination. So I cracked into their database by using the DBS parameter and then go through the table and finally go to the column and find out their super username and password. I could use that website. I'll use everything. That is really bad idea. So these tools are free and I can get it from anywhere. So if anyone would interested from getting some of those, just go to YouTube and find circle map or circle injection. There are plenty of free calls for it. And everyone would explain that I've got nothing to do about what you do. I just want to teach you about that. Don't do it. I want to teach you for it, but don't do it.
Here's how to do it. Don't do
that's
it.
interesting. That's interesting. Yeah, but the idea is that anybody even is an amateur or I'm not a pro hacker. I only spent a couple of days on learning this, and I could do it. So even now, if the time is allowed, I could even try to do immediately, like randomly find a website to expose your database on the website to crack the network. But so the answer to that is you need an application firewall. So the Brocade answer is we have embedded application firewall in our application load balancer. And we got a couple of components for it. So the enforcers means it's a data plane examiner. So it can be deployed essentially within the VADC instance, or it could be distributively installed as a patches on each of your servers. So there are two models, centralized management, or you could use a firewall. And this is the data plane inspection. So the decider means the action. So what action should I follow? So what policy should I follow? Is the central management control plane. And also you could define your own on that. So the trick for that is Brocade has provided a baseline database for most of the common attacks. So it's a live database. It's being upgraded by daily and monthly basis. So as soon as you enable the features on WebApp, so it will automatically from Brocade server that most of the attack will stop immediately. So it's very easy to use just simply by collecting WebApp and it happen automatically. So like all that, most of the common attack will be stopped. Sorry? Yeah. Yeah. I'm not fully in fair play. So yeah.
So you mean that's HTTPS?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, these all of these stuff is based on HTTP. So for HTTPS you need to be careful. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, HTTPS, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, for HTTPS, you need, HTTPS is being established based on authority and CA. If your CA get compromised, it's really hard to find out the solution for that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, because there's a couple of options. You could either do the public CA sites, or you could pull the CA certificate inside of the WAF and VADC to let themselves as a certificate. That's some of the customers actually do that. And some are using like public CAs. There's a couple of options you can have. Yeah. But so in general, so these are the whole picture. So the VADCs will be deployed between your ELB. So you will need an ELB because ELB is kind of compulsory. You have to have it. And between your ELB and your backend servers, we are application delivery service. So we nothing conflict in there. And we could also support a global server load balancing at the end. And we provide, like for the Orange Square, it's the traffic steering for health track on layer 7. The traffic will go to the right And for the red square, this means the application firewall. You could either deploy it centrally here, like within the AWS, or you could distribute apply it as a plugin on your server and still be centralized managed in there. So you got a couple of different options. So we got some customers who actually deployed this already. So if anyone would like to see and find out, discover the details and how it works, so you could ask me or calling me. So we got some live demos, but the thing is, I am not able to read all of it. So if anyone is interested on this, just follow it. This is being developed, I think, a year ago, but it's still, I think, it's a proper one to get introduction on it. So also you could feel to contact our emails or the cell phone number. If the host will reveal this.
Yes.
Can you? Yeah, that'll be good. Okay, that's for me, and hope you enjoy the rest of the night.
Any questions? Do you have any questions?
So does the load balancer provided by Brocade support, integrate with the auto scaling group well?
Auto scaling group?
Yeah, because in auto scaling with the classic load balancer, you can set a health check criteria, but is there an option to include this one? The
I don't believe.
load balancer?
Yeah, I don't believe they haven't integrated at this moment, but because we are kind of the standalone solution as an enhancement for combination. So they have some minor overlapping, but they won't conflict in the first way. Like I said, on last December, the Amazon got their own ALB, so they are highly overlapping many of the functions. Yeah. But we are kind of version 2.0 the AWS answer. So yeah, you could still use ALB from Amazon. It's a pretty good one. But the thing is, if you want to have a more like a professional focused area from a vendor, and you can find it on marketplace, and you can install the software and buy the license directly from Brocade. So you own the license, you don't have to pay the license fee after another. So we provide more robust solution. Like
and the next question, sorry, I got 2 questions. The next question is the WAF. It's gonna getting updates from Brocade, or who is gonna update the WAF?
Yeah, from Brocade. Yeah, Brocade has a developer team who is focusing on the OWASP, like BBAA. There's many resources for like open source security, like forums.
Yep.
So we get the information updated lively from our database. So as soon as we found if some new penetration attack shows up, we'll try to patch it immediately. It's not like within a few seconds. You could still get compromised in the first couple of days if some defects are found, but we will try as hard as to get those database.
Yeah, I got a question. AWS WAF is available on the ALB in some region and probably available in Sydney soon.
Yeah.
And how do you compare the AWS WAF and your WAF?
That's that's a very hard question to answer.
We love a hard question.
Yeah, the thing is, for the last couple of years, Brocade is doing the strategic partner for AWS for LB for a long time. But ALB has essentially found out that some of the customers want an integrated solution from ALB because they want to leverage all of the functions together by using their automation tools. That is one of the biggest advantages you can get from it. It's a pretty cool idea. But the thing is, like I said, this production has been published over 6 years. This one is originally from the Riverbed. If anyone knows Riverbed, it's a pretty long history for Riverbed. And we got like, at least we got a couple of dozen customers who deploy the DLB using cloud or on their own premises. We got over 100 customers in Australia already. So the thing is, we are more mature, like, we can't say we are better, but we are more mature solution. Yeah, customer collaboration. And the thing is, we have some more features like a session persistence, a load balancing algorithm. So because the ALB from Amazon is still in the early stage, so there will be limitation on what is support. So because I indeed got a list of comparison, but I don't want to show it right here because it's Amazon group. But I still want to encourage people to try our solution because it's free. So if you're trying our solution by searching on marketplace, you will get a free version for testing and dev purpose. And all you need to pay is those resource performance. So if you're happy about it, you can subscribe.
Cool. Cool, thanks.
Yeah, give us a
Spike, thank you very much. Excellent, thank you all for coming. So yeah, thank you for coming. So join us next month. First Wednesday of the month, very simple. What day next month are we? First? Wow. June. Feedback. Anyone? I'll give a t-shirt. Yay, Wednesday, good work. First Wednesday next month, you see the 7th, we have a Cloud Guru. Is anyone here aware of a Cloud Guru? Yes, excellent. Done any courses with them? Yeah? Good stuff. And Commvault, and brought to you, of course, by PolarSeven and the team, white t-shirts knocking around. Thank you all for coming, have a good evening. We'll be hanging around for a few minutes, but we'll talk to you soon. See you everyone, thank you.